Just add my name. She won't understand the paperwork anyway. My brother's voice was smooth and calm. I felt my stomach drop. The bank manager looked at me and said, "Ma'am, there's something you need to see. I'm Danielle Harper. I'm 34 years old. I work as a registered nurse at a county hospital. Most nights I'm on my feet for 12 hours straight. I've cleaned wounds, held hands during last breaths, and skipped holidays because someone needed care. I bought my $320,000 house on my own after 8 years of overtime shifts and saving every extra dollar. I grew up in a middle-class family where my brother Ryan was the one they always praised. He was bold and loud. I was called sensitive and too cautious. I helped with bills when my parents struggled, but I never talked about it. I wasn't rich or glamorous. I drove a used car and packed my lunch. But I had discipline. I had patience. I had quiet determination. I believed family meant trust. I believed hard work spoke for itself. Standing in that bank office, hearing my brother talk about my home like it was his, I realized trust can be used against you. And I felt something inside me change. If you've ever worked hard in silence while others took credit, I see you. If you've ever been overlooked because you don't show off, hit subscribe. Have you saved for something big while people doubted you? Tell me in the comments. Click hype if you believe quiet strength wins. It started with a phone call 3 weeks earlier. Ryan said, "I've got a guy at the bank. We can refinance your mortgage. Lower rate. I'll handle it." I hesitated. "Why would you handle it?" He laughed. "Because I'm good with numbers. You're busy wiping noses and changing bandages." That stung, but I ignored it. I thought maybe he was trying to help. At the bank, he walked in like he owned the place. He shook the manager's hand first. "She doesn't really get financial stuff," he said, nodding at me. "I handle things." My cheeks burned. The office smelled like printer ink and stale coffee. The air felt tight. I said, "I understand my mortgage." He waved me off. Then the manager pulled up the deed records. Ryan slid a folder across the desk. "Just add me as co-owner. It's cleaner that way." I froze. "Add you?" I asked. He didn't look at me. "It protects the family investment." Before I could speak, my parents walked in. I didn't even know they were coming. Mom smiled like this was normal. "Sweetheart, your brother is just protecting you." Dad crossed his arms. "You wouldn't even have this house without our advice." My chest felt heavy. The manager cleared her throat. "Ma'am, there's a prepared transfer form here. It attempts to assign partial ownership." I looked at Ryan. "You planned this?" He shrugged. "I'm thinking long-term." The manager kept scrolling. Her eyes narrowed. "There's also a clause on your deed that restricts ownership changes without a separate notarized review." Ryan's smile faded. He hadn't expected that. Neither had I. After that day, things got worse. Ryan called me ungrateful. "After everything we've done for you," he said, "you're acting paranoid. Mom told me, just trust your brother. He's looking out for you." I started doubting myself. Maybe I was overreacting. Then he told the extended family I was struggling financially. He said I asked him for help with the mortgage. At Sunday dinner, the smell of roast chicken filled the kitchen, but I couldn't eat. Dad looked at me and said, "You shouldn't own property alone if you can't manage it." My fork shook in my hand. I said, "I never asked for help." Ryan leaned back and said, "You're embarrassed." "It's okay." The third hit came quietly. Ryan suggested he move into my spare room. "Just temporary," he said. "I'll help with payments." Then he leaned closer and whispered, "If you don't cooperate, don't expect family support again." That was the moment I stopped feeling hurt. I started feeling alert. I replayed everything in my head. His words at the bank. The timing of our parents' arrival. The way he spoke for me. I noticed small lies. Dates that didn't match. Statements that contradicted each other. I stopped arguing. I started listening. What they didn't know was I keep everything. Every text. Every email. After past arguments, I had begun recording phone calls because I was tired of being told I imagined things. I found a text from Ryan that said, "If I get equity without paying, it's a win." I found an email he sent to the bank before he ever called me, asking about adding himself to my deed. Months earlier, I had caught him forging a signature on a small insurance form for our parents. I remembered that sick feeling. I sat at my kitchen table late at night, the hum of my refrigerator the only sound. I organized files. I labeled recordings. I printed emails. I wasn't just defending myself. I was building something solid. I had a plan they never saw coming. I reached out to someone outside the family. Someone who remembered how things used to be. Mr. Whitman had handled my grandparents' estate years ago. He was retired but still sharp. His office smelled like old books and dust. He listened quietly as I played the recording. Ryan's voice filled the room saying, "She won't notice if my name's added." Mr. Whitman removed his glasses and said, "You're not overreacting. This is serious." He reviewed the documents. "This could qualify as fraudulent misrepresentation," he said. My heart pounded but my voice stayed steady. He drafted a formal letter to the bank, outlining the evidence. Meanwhile, Ryan grew more confident. He told relatives I'd calm down. My parents planned a family meeting to pressure me into signing something. They thought they had already won. They didn't know I had stepped into a different role. I invited everyone to Mr. Whitman's office, saying I wanted to clear the air. Ryan walked in smiling. "Let's just sign and move forward," he said. Mr. Whitman sat at the head of the table. "Calm, controlled." Ryan repeated, "She's overthinking." Mr. Whitman pressed play. The recording echoed in the room. "She won't notice if my name's added." Ryan's voice sounded smug and careless. Mom gasped softly. Dad stared at the table. Mr. Whitman slid printed emails across to them. "He initiated ownership inquiries without her consent," he said. "That carries serious legal consequences." Ryan's face went pale. "It's just a misunderstanding," he muttered. "No," I said. My voice was clear. "This is my home. I paid for every brick, every light switch, every repair." I looked at my parents. "You told me to trust him. Did he tell you the whole story?" Mr. Whitman added, "The bank has flagged the account due to misrepresentation. Any further attempt could result in legal action." Silence filled the office. I could hear the faint ticking of a clock on the wall. Ryan swallowed hard. The confidence was gone. Mom whispered, "Ryan, is this true?" He didn't answer. The power in the room shifted. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just firmly. Kept my house. I kept my name alone on that deed. I stopped sharing my finances with my family. I stopped asking for approval. Ryan's reputation changed. Relatives began questioning him instead of me. My parents had to face how often they had believed him without question. I walk through my front door now and feel peace. The walls are quiet. The floors are mine. The house was never just wood and walls. It was proof I could stand alone. I'm not angry anymore. I'm clear. If your family ever tried to control your money or property, you know how heavy that feels. Share your story in the comments. You're not crazy for protecting what you earned. Subscribe if you believe in standing firm. Click hype to help this story reach others who need it. Did this story hit home? Let me know by liking the video and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Think about the boundaries you need to protect. Click hype to help this story find others who felt the same way. Your support makes a huge difference.